We often think true courage is about holding on to people, holding on to ideas, holding on to things, holding on to strategies or some initiatives that you have done. But true strength lies in giving up. In letting go is not a sign of weakness, but it's a sign of maturity. When things don't work for you, it's important to let them go and replace it with things that will give you new energy and new momentum. History is replete with examples of how organizations and individuals who were willing to let go transformed their organizations and their personal life into something inspiring. Let's jump in and study this a little more detail. Letting go is hard because it challenges our identity. This is what is called as the endowment effect. We overvalue what we already have simply because it's ours. In leadership, this shows up as holding on to underperforming teams, clinging on to old strategies which didn't work, or refusing to change and be stubborn about business models that haven't performed. In 23, Harvard Business Review showed that 63% of the executives hold on to a business model, for over a year, even when they know that model is not working. The reluctance to change is huge. Why? Because change feels like loss, and loss triggers fear. What we need to do is to redefine letting go. Instead of looking at letting go as something which is creating fear, we should look at as letting go to replace it with something which will give us more energy, something better. Let's take an example. We all know Kodak. They were the pioneers in cameras. But did you know that as early as 1975, they invented the digital camera, but they didn't work on it. They didn't put it into production because they were holding on to their legacy, the product that made Kodak the monster that it was, the big giant that it was, the analog cameras. They were emotionally attached to their legacy. And when they finally woke up and realized it was too late, when they decided to launch digital, it was just too late. Kodak filed for bankruptcy in 2012. From a headcount strength of over 14 million globally, they dropped to just 5,000. That's what rigidity and unwillingness to change creates. Let me look at now another example which is completely to the contrary. I want to talk about Satya Nadella, and he took over the leadership of Microsoft 2014. And the first thing he did was he wanted to shift the company from a Windows first mindset to a company which was alive to the changes that were happening around them. The world was moving to cloud and AI, and this company was still holding on to its old legacy. Nadella decided to take the bold move to give up on the Windows first mindset and do away with failed projects like the Windows Mobile and focus and invest on cutting edge into cloud and AI. That was really bold, and imagine such a decision would have some major ramification personally and risk for him. But that was the only way to go. That one decision changed everything. In less than 8 years, Microsoft moved from a market cap of 300 billion to 2.4 trillion in just 8 years. Nadella once said, empathy makes you a good innovator. And I will like to add that the ability to let go makes you a great leader. In our personal leadership too, people seem to be reluctant to let go. They keep holding on to their old ideas, the things that worked for them in the past. They don't want to let go even when they see it's not working today. I'm reminded of something which Andy Grove, and the ex-CEO of Intel, once said. Every 1st of January, when he gets into the office in the new year, he tells himself he's the new guy on the block. He's the new CEO. And he looks back at what was done in the past, the strategies, the ideas, and he starts looking at critically. And it's easy when you say that I'm the new guy and this was done by somebody else. And he would criticize some of them, and he realizes that, oh, these things are not working. and he would just shelve them. The simple mindset of not owning those ideas and saying that it's not mine, it's not my models, and criticizing them if they're really good, they continue. But if most of them are not good, there is no ownership of it like a child that you continue to cling on it. He would just shelve it. He would say, no, that doesn't work. I don't know why they did it. And you'd shelve it. That simple trick managed to keep them on top for a long time. The other thing in personal leadership I find is the inability of many managers to delegate. They keep talking of personal ownership and things like that, but it's just fear of losing control. A Gallup study found that when leaders delegate effectively, those teams deliver 3% more profitability and 19% more of revenue. Why? Because delegation is a form of letting go. When you trust others to perform, you don't lose power, you multiply it. I want to share another powerful example. This one is from Lego. In the early 2000s, Lego was very close to bankruptcy. They were trying to do too many things. They were in toys, they were in theme parks, video games, clothing, so they were in just too many things. In 2004, the new CEO, Jürgen Wig Nordstrom, understood what was happening and was bold enough to let go. He cut off all the businesses which were not core and just focused on the Lego bricks and toys. Lego bounced back to be the most profitable toy company in the world in 2015, where the profitability grew by almost 600%. Brilliant. Sometimes letting go of distractions brings you back to the purpose. So here's my key 3 takeaways and call to action. Number 1, make a list of the top 5 things. They could be ideas, they could be your beliefs, they could be something, some new model you're trying at work or you've been trying at work. People which are not working for you. It is not doing what it is supposed to do. And make a mental note that you will have to start giving them up. The very act of giving it up and replacing it with something new, something better, you will see the surge of energy in you. Second, replace fear with curiosity. Every time you want to do something new, you will feel fear, but be curious. Instead of saying, what if it fails? Say, how can I make it work? Build a culture that celebrates endings. Find ways to treat endings not as failure, but as a closure and a move towards something better. Treat it as evolution. When you do that, you are sending a message to the team that it's okay to take a risk, it's okay to fail, and keep innovating without fear. Remember, strength isn't just about endurance. It's about knowing what to hold and what to let go. Leaders and individuals thrive and grow by knowing what to keep and what to let go. Letting go of those things that don't serve you anymore. You need the courage to let go. Can I ask you to look at your top 4-5 things which are not working for you and decide which is the one thing that you will let go? True strength is not in holding on, but in knowing what to let go. Till the next time, stay unstoppable.
Music